back to another weekly episode of Astro Divas. We are stepping into third week of March, a powerful cosmic turning point where the spring equinox and Aries season officially reset the astrological clock. It's a week of bold new beginnings and high-speed momentum. And to celebrate this auspicious shift, we have a very special announcement for you. In honor of Chaitra Navaratri and celebration of Divine Shakti, we are offering an exclusive 25% discount on consultations, exclusively for our female viewers. If you book your session between March 19th and March 27th, you can claim this special 25% off. This is the beautiful time for women in our community to align with their power. So book your slot now to secure your discount and step into the new season of clarity. Now we are going to dive deep into the weekly horoscope. Please note that these predictions are most accurate when based on your rising sign. Before we get into signs, I will quickly explain exactly how to find your rising sign in your birth chart so you can get the most out of this week's guidance. Okay, so you can see these two charts here. On right hand side is the birth chart and on left hand side is the number and name of the signs. So we can see on the birth chart, the number 8 is highlighted. The highlighted area is known as the first house, and number in that particular house is number 8, which is called your rising sign or your lagna or your ascendant sign. Once you get the number, you can then match it from the table on the left hand side. 8 is for Vrishchik, Scorpio Rashi. And the question is how to get this chart if you don't have. You can always use any of the free resources from Google to get your birth chart. All you need to do is just you need to have three things: your date of birth, your time of birth, and your place of birth. And you will be able to download the chart free of cost from many resources available. And you can get your rising sign. So let's deep dive into the first sign, that is Aries. So, for Aries rising sign, let's quickly talk about their overall energy this week. So, for Aries, this week begins with focus on finishing old tasks and clearing out behind the scenes project. By the weekend, the spotlight shifts directly onto you, bringing the fast paced and active environment. Let's discuss how it's going to be for different segments of your life. If I talk about your personal and health situation, earlier this week, the moon will be in the 12th house. You probably felt off balance. Your emotions were not quite right, and you likely struggled, and restless sleep must be there with heavy mind. But
Hmm.
as the as we hit the weekend, the moon moves into the first house. Because when the moon is in the first house, being a lord of the fourth house, the comforts and everything is coming to you. So your sleep cycle improves, your physical energy returns, and you will finally feel at home in your own body again. So you are moving from fog into total clarity. Use these 2 days while moon in Aries to start a project you were too tired to handle last week. If I talk about your social life, you have been feeling stuck socially. This combination is breaking now. It will break the dam. You will feel sudden rush of ideas and desire to connect with the people who can help you to grow. So enjoy the excitement, but wait for a few days before signing any big contract. If I talk about your career, Mercury is turning direct in your 11th house. It's a green light for networking and tech-based project. A contract you have been waiting for finally moves forward. If I talk about your love life, you may be keeping your feelings private. Don't rush to confess anything until 21st when communication becomes clear again with Mercury direct. One remedy I want to give from my end is you can do salt water cleansing. Because Sun is in your 12th house of isolation until 20th, your energy is leaking this time. Take a sea salt bath or spend time near water on March 18th. This washes away the psychic sludge of the past year so you can hit the ground running when the new moon enters Aries on 21st. Along with this, uh, I think Pooja ji, you want to say something regarding the Aries rising?
Yeah. Yes, Satakshi, that's right. So this is just a special tip for all our viewers for Aries Lagna. So we all know that the Sun and Saturn, when they come together or aspect each other, it creates a tension. So there is a special tip from Astro Diva on a remedy how to balance the Sun Saturn fire. So you must honor the exalted Venus here because Venus is also there. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice Seva because 12th Rashi also represents Seva. So selfless service. So offer to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king sun and the servant Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest whatever you want in your life and to keep a check on your struggles. So this was the one tip I wanted to share.
So let's discuss about the indicators now after this beautiful tip given by Pooja ji. Personal is high, career and money is medium for you. Social is medium, love is low, and health is low. Please do take care of your health this time. Let's move to the next rising sign.
Welcome to all the Taurus rising. The theme of the week for you is confusion to conclusion. Now, this week, the mental confusion finally clears. You're moving from waiting for answers to taking the lead as Mercury finally stations direct in your house of career. So, out of all the events and transit for this week, let's look at the emotional map for the week first. So, we have to look at Moon's movement as Moon represents our mind and emotion. So, we'll check what Moon transits are there for this week. The first is on March 16th to 18th, Moon will be in Aries. So, Moon enters your 10th house, joining Rahu, Mars, and retrograde Mercury. So, this is the most intense part of the week. Moon is not happy with so many planets around, especially around Rahu. So you might feel technically overwhelmed or frustrated by workplace delays as moon in the 10th house can cause this anxiety. So don't blow up with a boss or a colleague if you're feeling the final itch before Mercury turns direct. So stay patient. The chaos will end in just 2 to 4 days. On March 19th to 20th, Moon will be in Pisces. So, Moon moves into your 11th house of gains. Now, you feel supported, loved, and recognized by your community. So, the tip is this is the best window for this week for networking or launching a digital post. People are finally hearing with all their hearts. On March 21st, Moon enters Aries and Mercury also goes direct. Now, this week ends with a massive relief for all of us. Mercury turns direct in your 10th house, Taurus, and the moon enters your 12th. So the tip is you finally get the yes you have been waiting for, especially at work. However, with the moon in 12th, celebrate it quietly. Recharge your batteries because you've earned it. Now let's talk about the next important transit, which is Sun entering Pisces on March 15th. Now, on March 15th, the Sun is your fourth lord of home and inner peace, moves into your 11th house of gains and social network. Sun is also joining your Saturn and your exalted Lagna Lord Venus. Now, this is a massive power trio. Sun is throwing a spotlight on your social circle, your long term goals, and your ability to finally monetize your network. And when Sun sits in 11, it will also aspect your fifth house of creativity. So it's like spotlight hitting your creativity, bringing it to light. Now, this creates a powerful visibility bridge when your unique talents, creativity aren't just hobbies anymore, they become high value assets. So, what it means for you, Taurus, is the mastermind collaboration is on the card. So, you're collaborating with titans, industry leaders. They will start treating you as equal. It's a perfect time to lock in business partnership built for a long haul. You can monetize on your influence, you can gain creative authority, the social status will also surge, and the dreams can become reality because the sun provides visibility, Saturn will provide structure, and exalted Venus will provide the charm to turn your biggest dreams into tangible plan. Now, one Astro Diva tip is here that whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. So the Sun and the Saturn are challenging your social network, forcing you to vet your friends. But with Venus Ucha exalted, you are attracting high value friends or high value connections. So the classic says, do not mix business with pleasure. You will see gains, but only if you manifest a strict professional distance. And to balance the Sun and Saturn fire, you must honor exalted Venus. Venus is Ucha in Pisces, and the The classical says the remedy is do the seva, selfless service. Offer help to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. So, all the best for that to Taurus. Next important transit and change is Mercury turning direct on March 21st. Your Lagna Lord's greatest ally, friend, Mercury, stations direct in the 10th house of career. Because Mercury rules both your second house of wealth and fifth house of creativity, this isn't a minor shift for you. Your voice commands real authority, and your bank account finally sees movement. So, what it means for you is with Mars and Rahu in 10th, you have felt the speed earlier, but you lack the control. But now, when Mercury goes direct, you can take charge of steering the wheel. There can be unlocking of frozen finances because your second Lord Mercury is going direct. So, expect pending or blocked payments to finally start clearing. There will be an end of analysis paralysis. So, as your fifth Lord of intelligence, Mercury is ending the retrograde, and the ultimate cure for second guessing will be on the cards. Strategic authority in meetings and collaboration will happen because your communication style is shifting. So that is why, from misunderstanding to masterful. There's also another thing which can happen is technical breakthrough. If your 10th house Mars Rahu energy caused computer crashes, software bugs, workflow failures, Mercury direct now resolves these things for you, which was hindering your output at work. And to take care of Mars and Rahu further, we are sharing a special tip with you all, as Mars and Rahu is fire yoga. It's active in your house of career. It's a high voltage transit. So you cannot suppress the energy, it will explode. But you can command it. Now, the Shastra says, the classic says that it is a testing time for your tapasya or discipline. So Astro Diva suggests you don't suppress it, you transmute it. This energy is Shakti, raw power. So let's convert and use for our benefit. How do we do it, Taurus? Because you have to pivot your anger into professional precision. How do you do it? First, Mars and Rahu loves chaos, and Saturn, the Aquarius sign there, loves order. So to increase your discipline, if you're waking up at 7 a.m., start waking up at 6:30 a.m. because rigorous scheduling starves the Rahu Mars Angarak yoga, and the chaos ends. So hitting the gym, weightlifting, long walks or run, cut off the energy vampires in your life. Use the fire to burn away the obstacles and not the bridges. And second, my favorite is the water remedy. So this is the most potent remedy for Rahu and Mars because it is fire based. Water is natural antidote. So keep a clean water vessel on your desk. The water cools Rahu and Mars heat. And wash your hands and feet before bed. As soon as you get home, just cut off the outside energy with cooling water. We hope this helps you. Now, the best date and remedies for this week is Saturday is the best day for you. Best color is sea green. One remedy to welcome Mercury is clear out your email junk spam folder this week. And remedy two is for Taurus, if you're running a Sadesati, things would be a bit different for you as compared to the general reading we just gave. So, this combo creates a cooker effect on your professional reputation. So focus strictly on clearing your backlog on paperwork, as Saturn is your ninth and 10th lord. Keep patience at work with you and also with your father and mentor. And a remedy here is keep a piece of clear cords at your desk to help ground the energy and deflect the stress. And if you're not believer of a crystal, then clean your bathroom at home or a shoe rack at home. That will also help. And finally, for students, you have been stuck in a loop or rereading some pages, but this week marks your academic release. It clears as Mercury turns direct. So use the energy to finally submit those big projects you have been sitting, and trust your hard work. You have already done a lot last 3 weeks. So let's move to the indicators now. Career and finances high. Mercury direct ends, so the drama ends at office, and Jupiter also is blessing here. On health is medium. Watch out for headaches or high blood pressure due to work stress. Lavender oil, cooling food soaks will help neutralize this energy. And we have also spoke about Rahu Mas. And on love and relationship, it is high. Your partner becomes your best friend. Social magnetism is also at peak for you. Social is high. The sun in Pisces brings you the spotlight of your network. And personal is also high. You're moving from reviewing to executing this week. So, all the best to all the Taurus rising.
Hello, all the Gemini rising sign natives. For you, let's just check the overall energy this week. A major professional door opens as the sun hits your career sector, bringing authority and new responsibilities because Saturn is also sitting there. Expect busy days filled with meetings and shift in your public status. Now let's break down the different areas of your life and see what this week has in store for you. If I talk about your personal life, your ruler Mercury prepares to go direct on 21st March. The brain fog you have been battling since late February starts to lift. You will regain your wit and decision making power by Saturday. If I talk about your social life, the moon in Aquarius expands your horizon. You might connect with someone from abroad and find a new mentor in your social circle. For career, this is the strongest sector with Sun and New Moon in your 10th house. You are highly visible. It's a perfect week for relaunch or to ask for promotion once Mercury goes direct. If I talk about your health, watch the nervous exhaustion. Your mind is moving faster than your body can keep up. Ground yourself with physical exercise on 18th. In your love life, you will feel that love is taking more intellectual tone now. You are looking for a partner who can keep up with your changing ideas. If I talk about the remedy, do digital detox and journaling because Mercury is your ruler and it has been retrograde in your house of philosophy travel. Your brain is likely overtapped. So on March 16th, step away from screen for 4 hours. Write down 3 professional goals you want to launch once Mercury goes direct on 21st. And one most important remedy that Pooja ji will share with you that is regarding Sun and Saturn.
Yeah, sure. So, to all the Gemini rising, whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. So we are just sharing one remedy how to balance this. So to balance Sun and Saturn fire, you must honor the exalted Venus. Now Venus is also sitting with Sun and Saturn. So exalted Venus is Ucha. I mean it is Ucha in Pisces. So the best classical remedy is to practice Seva, the selfless service. So offer help to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. So, this was one tip that we wanted to share.
Let's talk about the indicator now. At personal, it is medium, career and money is high, social is high, love is medium, and health is low. So, all the best to Gemini rising. Let's move to the next sign.
Yeah, welcome to all the Cancer rising. The emotional authority is your weekly theme. Now, this week, the tide turns as Mercury stations direct in your house of transformation and Sun enters your house of wisdom. You are moving from feeling the way to finding the way. So, let's track the moon's movement first for this week because out of all the events I think tracking moon is most important because moon is your emotions and also your mental status. On Mars 16 to 18, Moon is in Aquarius. The Moon enters your 8th house, joining Rahu and Mars and Mercury. Now, this is the most intense part of the week. You might feel spiritually overstimulated or anxious about shared finances or secrets. The air feels heavy with unspoken things. So, avoid digging for the truth in the moment of frustration. Wait for a day or two because this will all get over in 2 days. On March 19th and 20th, Moon will be in Pisces. The Moon moves into your ninth house of luck and wisdom. Now you will feel a sudden sense of relief. Perspective returns, and you feel a deep connection to your father or mentor. The tip is this is your best window of the week for a spiritual ritual or signing up for any new course, higher studies, or planning a long distance trip. Your intuition is also finally accurate again. On March 21st, Moon enters Aries and also Mercury goes direct on the same day. So there is a professional spark. So the
Hmm.
week ends with massive shift. Mercury turns direct in 8th and Moon enters your 10th house of career. Now the tip here is you finally understand the root cause of all the financial or personal blockage. As the Moon hits your career house, you are ready to show up. Acknowledgement comes, but keep the strategy private for now. Now let's talk about the very big important transit for this week is Sun entering Pisces on March 15th. So the second lord enters the ninth house. Second lord is a lot of wealth and values, moves into the ninth house of luck and fortune. Sun joins here Saturn and exalted Venus. So this is creating a power trio for higher learning, for even your long distance travel. So with the sun here, sun will throw a spotlight on your beliefs, on your father figure, on your mentors, and your global reach. So this is a classic wealth through wisdom alignment. So if you have been teaching, traveling, or seeking legal resolution, sun brings royal authority to these sectors. And sun will also aspect third house of your communication from ninth. So which means this is your week of finally to pitch your passion. So your words are officially moving from just being heard to being respected. There can be short trip leads and big wins also. So let's see what else it can do is one is financial blessing is there because your second lord in ninth house of luck. So it's a dhan yog. So expect a financial boost. Mentorship and authority will be there. You will be seen as an authority in your field or a mentor father figure will provide you the key for your next level growth. There will be global visibility. There will be clarity on legal documentation or any paperwork. There will be a value upgrade because ninth house is also your house of values and you are not settling for small goals now. Sun been there and even Saturn. And
Hmm.
one Astro Diva tip is here is whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. So how to avoid this tension or take care of this tension is so this is a profound spiritual activation for you. The Sun Saturn conjunction in ninth is testing your belief system or your relationship with your father and mentor. However, Venus is Uch here, brings the grace of the Guru. So you may feel tested by authority, but you will ultimately receive blessings or a profound insight that changes your path. Remember, Jupiter is also expecting this house. So, to balance the Sun, Saturn, fire here, you must honor exalted Venus. Now, since Venus is Ucha here, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, selfless service. So, offer help to those who cannot pay you back. This Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. So, all the best for that. The next blessings or a crucial change for this week is Mercury getting direct on March 21st. Now, your third and 12th Lord goes direct in the eighth house. So, Mercury rules your efforts and your subconsciousness and going direct in eighth house of transformation. Now, this is your internal reset. You're moving from a period of misunderstood communication and hidden anxiety into a phase of deep psychological clarity. What it means is unlocking your hidden assets. If there were delays in your financial situation, in insurance, inheritance, joint account, Mercury Direct will try and fix it now. So the freeze is over. There will be end of mental static. You will feel better once intellect, the Lord of Intellect goes direct. Research breakthrough can be there because if you have been investigating a problem, studying something deep, now Mercury will help you. Even Jupiter is blessing this aspect. There will be effective communication or conversation. So you can finally have the hard talk also about your boundaries or intimacy without turning it into misunderstanding. And sibling short trip travel also is there, which will bring more clarity and luck. Now we are sharing a special tip with all of you as Mars and Rahu creates a high voltage transit. You cannot suppress this energy, it will explode, but you can command it. The Shastra says, the classic says, they call it the test of tapasya discipline. And Astro Diva suggests you don't suppress it, you transmute it like a champion. Now, this energy is a Shakti, raw power. So, let's convert and use it to our benefit. Now, how do you do it? First, Mars and Rahu loves chaos. We all know that. And Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius sign, where they both are sitting, loves the order. So increase your discipline. If you wake up at 7 a.m., wake up at 6:30 a.m. Now, rigorous scheduling starves Rahu and Mars heat, and because they love the chaos. So hit the gym, do the weightlifting, go for a long walk or a run, cut off energy vampires from your life. Use the fire to burn away the obstacles and not the bridges. So, Cancer, do not let fear of the unknown dictate your choices. The second remedy is my favorite, the water remedy. This is a potent remedy. The Angarak is fire and water is a natural antidote. So keep a clean water vessel on your desk. The water cools the heat. And wash your hands and feet before bedtime or as soon as you enter home from outside, and cut off all that outside energy with a cooling water. Now, best dates for you this week is Saturday, 21st, and which will bring clarity. Best color is saffron or cream or white, and remedy for welcoming Mercury is write down one hidden fear on a piece of paper, like Satakshi ji has mentioned before, and safely burn it to symbolize the end of mental fog. And second remedy is very important. Cancer, if you're running a sadisati phase, things can be a bit different for you. And will not match the generalized reading that we gave you. So the Sun Saturn combustion will also create communication bottleneck this week. So to move past this, focus on refining your existing work and double check everything before launching anything brand new, and keep your workplace clutter free to clear the mental space. And as a remedy, keep patience in your relationship. Don't speak harshly with your spouse or partner, and lit a sesame oil diya on Saturday. And also, you can consider to go for a long walk when possible. And for students, this is the week to find your voice in class. Don't be shy. Don't shy away from presenting your projects, because the energy now helps you turn your draft ideas into polished. So, all the best to all the students, Cancer. Now, let's look at the indicator. On career and finance, it's high. Fortune is smiling. Luck factor is there. Health is medium. Protect your energy midweek. 8th house transits can drain you. So drink plenty of water. And love and relationship is high. Deep soulful connection replaces surface level drama. Social is medium. Quality over quantity. Personal is high. You are graduating from healing to leading. So all the best to all the Cancer rising.
Great. Now let's just talk about the Leo rising sign. So first of all, we will discuss the overall energy for you this week, Leos. For this week, there will be sudden changes and you will be investigating new opportunities because it's a period of high intensity research or handling the financial matters that require full attention. If I talk about at the personal front, this week feels heavy, but it is transformative and you are reassessing what truly matters to you. The sun is in the Pisces on March 15th, and it's going to illuminate your eighth house, which is of deep research and deep psychology. And if I talk about social, Mercury turning direct in the opposite sign on March 21st, it means your X files are closed. If old friends or partners they resurfaced recently, you will finally know whether to keep them or leave them in the past only. And at the career front, focus on passive income and shared resources. Text, debts, or investments that were confusing will start making sense by 21st now. And for health, you need an emotional detox. Cry if you need to, because it's a physical release of stress you have been carrying. And if I talk about your love life, communication with your partner is going to improve by 21st. And this, if you were giving silent treatment or there were some misunderstanding for last 3 weeks, that will finally end. The remedy I want to share with you is go through your bank statements and cancel any reoccurring subscription that you don't use. And because this small act tells the universe that you are ready for better financial flow now. And if a conversation with your partner is stuck, wait until the evening of March 21st to reinitiate. The words will finally, come out right at that point. And for the remedy about Sun and Mars, let's go to Pooja ji. She will share it with you.
Mute. Yes, so whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. So this week, Sun is moving close to Saturn and Venus. So there is a tip that we can share with you on how to balance this fire. So the The trick is you must honor the exalted Venus. Why? Because since Venus is Uch in Pisces, this is the best classical remedy. And they tell us to practice seva, selfless service. So offer help to those who cannot pay you back. Now, this is a Vedic insurance, balances the friction between the king sun and the servant Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle.
Let's talk about indicators. Personal is low, career is medium, social is medium, love is high, and health is low. But do follow the remedies that me and Pooja ji has provided you. So it will calm down the energy of the stellium that is causing in your uh, like in your eighth house. It's there, and in your seventh house as well. So all the best, Leo rising natives. Let's talk about Virgo now.
So, welcome to all the Virgo rising. Um Good news. Now, this week the fog lifts as your ruler, your Lagna Lord Mercury, finally finds its footing and goes direct. And the sun moves into your house of partnership, and you're moving from fixing the leaks to signing the deals. Now, to start your weekly prediction, first let's look at the moon, because moon represents a mind and emotional status. So let's track moon first for this week. So from March 16 to 18, moon will be in Aquarius. So moon enters your sixth house, joining Rahu, Mars, and Mercury. Now this is the heavy lifting phase of your week. You might feel hypercritical of your work or overwhelmed by small technical glitches. So there will be an urge to fix everything at once. So just take care of it. One tip we can share is don't let perfectionism turn into your health issue. With Mars and Rahu there, you are prone to burnout. So focus on one task at a time. And the chaos is about to end in next 2 days. Now, on March 19th and 20th, moon will be in Pisces. The moon moves into your seventh house of partnership. So, after the midweek hustle, the nectar is back. So, the emotional status will change. You will feel a deep need for connection. Others are more receptive to your ideas, and the friction in your closest relationship begins to melt. Now the tip is, this is your best window for a heart to heart or a soft launch of a collaboration. People are finally seeing the human behind your hard work. On March 21st, moon enters Aries and Mercury also goes direct. Now this week ends with a massive breakthrough. Your ruler Mercury turns direct in your sixth house, and the moon enters your eighth house. Now the tip is, a work problem that has been dragging on since February suddenly gets a solution. However, as the moon hits the 8th, keep your strategy close to your chest. Process the win internally before going public. Now, the second big thing happening this week is your Atma Karka Sun enter Pisces on March 15th. So, the 12th Lord enters the 7th house. So, on March 15th, the 12th Lord of subconsciousness and foreign land moves into the house of partnership and relationship. Now, Sun joins Saturn and exalted Venus, and it's creating a power trio of commitment. So, with Sun throwing a spotlight on others, your spouse, your partner, in your personal life or in your business. So this is a classic private to public alignment. So you have been working behind the scene or dealing with foreign clients. Now the sun brings these connections into the clear light of the day. Sun will also aspect first house sitting in seventh. So sun is aspecting yourself, your lagna. So an exalted Venus and Saturn are also looking at lagna. So this is your week to finally balance the scale. Your personal identity is getting a professional polish, so making you appear more grounded, reliable, and magnetic to everyone you meet. Now, what it means for you further is you may attract a collaboration who carries significant authority. And since 12th Lord in the 7th, expect business inquiries or relationship developments from people from abroad or from completely different background. The sun shades light on what is working and what isn't. So if a partnership has been hidden or vague, it becomes official or it can exit now. Your hidden talents are also being noticed by public. One Astro Diva tip is, whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. So the Sun and Saturn in the seventh can create a friction in marriage or a business deal. but Venus Ucha, your charm is strongest defense here now. So the classic warns, do not be the taskmaster in your relationship. If you lead with Venetian diplomacy rather than Saturnian discipline, you will turn a standoff into a breakthrough. And to balance this, what you can do is honor the exalted Venus. Take you from Venus. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, the selfless service. Offer help to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between king, the sun, and Saturn, the servant, allowing the beauty of exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. So, all the best for this transit. Now, very important change and blessing. Mercury turns direct. Your Lagna Lord ruling Lord and 10th house Lord goes direct in your 6th house. So your ruler Mercury, which also governs your career, goes direct in 6th of daily work and health. Now this is your professional green light. You're moving from a period of redoing chores to a phase where your efficiency returns with power. So it means the workplace logic return. So if your office felt like a circus lately, the ringmaster is back. So you will suddenly see a logical fix for a workflow that's been broken for weeks. There will be clarity on health issues. So if you've been dealing with a mysteries, symptom, or lack of energy, Mercury Direct brings the right information or the right doctor to resolve it. There can be small wins also. Disputes with vendor, colleagues, subordinates will also find a communication solution, and there will be a productive search. Debts and dispute resolution can happen because Mercury, while communicating, you can resolve so many issues. Now, we are sharing a special tip with you all. As Mars and Rahu are active and making a high voltage transit here, you cannot suppress this energy, it will explode, but you can command it. So, the Shastra, the classic, calls it a test of your tapas, the discipline. And Astro Diva suggests you don't suppress it, you can transmute it. Now, this is a clever kind of strategy. So, the energy is Shakti, power. So, let's convert and use it for your benefit. So for Virgo, solve the conflict, don't become part of it. So how to command is first, Mars and Rahu loves chaos. And Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, where they both are sitting, Saturn loves order. So increase your discipline. So if you wake up at 7 a.m., start waking up at 6:30. Now rigorous schedule starves Rahu and Mars heat, which it needs to thrive. So hitting the gym, weightlifting, long walks, run, cut off the energy vampires from your life and use the fire to burn away the obstacles and not the bridges. And second remedy is my favorite, the water remedy. So this is the most potent to douse the fire of Rahu and Mars. Angarak Yog, you can do is keep a clean water vessel on your desk. The water cools the heat, and wash your hands and feet before bed or as soon as you get home from outside. Cut off that outside energy with cooling water. Now, best dates for this week for you is Saturday. Best color is emerald green and soft yellow. Remedy to welcome Mercury going direct is write a thank you note to someone, your subordinate or your colleague, who helped you during the last 3 weeks of chaos. Now, gratitude resets your Mercury energy for your new cycle. And remedy 2 is for everybody, Virgos who are going through Sadesati phase. Now, Sun Saturn combustion will bring tension to your house of partnership. So, to manage this, practice radical patience with colleagues, with your spouse, with your business partner, rather than forcing a deal. Or you can also wear or keep a small piece of silver nearby to stay cool and grounded. You can also get into meditation and donate black umbrella or shoes to needy. And for students, if you have been struggling with the details, but now you see the full architecture of your subjects, so use this deep focus energy to master that one difficult lesson or concept that you have been studying, and you will become an expert. Now let's go to the indicators. Yes, for career and finance is high, the technical glitches are over, and professional authority returns. Health is medium. Watch out for nervous stomach or repetitive strain, which can cause anxiety, especially when moon in this on 16th and 18th. And remedy is chamomile tea or digital detox. Love and relationship is high. This is a turning point in partnership, so just take care of the things and the remedies that we have shared, and it would be good. On social aspect, it is medium, so you're more focused on partnership rather than parting this week. And personal, it is high. You are back in the driver's seat of your life, so drive steadily to all the Virgos. Now let's move to the next Lagna.
Hello, all the Libra rising natives. Let's just discuss your overall energy this week. Your environment is dominated by work, it demands organizing your daily schedule. The focus is on problem solving and handling competition, which paves the way for smoother weekend. Now let's break down the different areas of your life. If we talk about the personal, you are focused on the nitty gritty of life, and the moon is in the Pisces on March 18th. That is your annual reset for your daily routine. If you have been procrastinating on a habit, start it now. If I talk about your social circle, socially you might feel a bit more reserved until this weekend. You're prioritizing quality over quantity in your interactions. Then comes career. Mercury is turning direct on 21st. It will fix those annoying office emails and tech glitches. You will feel much more organized and in control of your workload by Friday. And for health, this is the high indicator of this week. Your body is communicating it needs, like it is clearly communicating it needs right now. So you must listen, especially to your gut. If I talk about your love life, tension in the partnership may flare up when the moon enter Aries, your opposite sign on 21st. So use that energy for passion rather than conflict. If I talk about the remedies, you are feeling the weight of daily chores and the health to-dos. So on March 18th, clean your workspace or your kitchen. A clear physical environment will immediately lower your cortisol levels and improve your health indicator. And practice saying no to social invitation this week to preserve your own battery. So now Pooja ji will discuss one more remedy with you that is regarding Sun and Saturn.
Yeah.
Yes, Pooja ji.
Yes, this is Astro Diva's tip for all of you. So whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspect each other, everyone knows there is a tension. Now, Sun and Saturn, to balance this fire, you can honor exalted Venus. Now, this is the trick. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, selfless service. So offer help to those who cannot pay you back. This Vedic insurance balances the friction between King, the Sun, and Saturn, the servant, allowing the beauty of exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. So that's the tip we wanted to share.
Let's just talk about your indicators. Personal is low, career is medium, social is medium, love is low, and health is high. All the best for Librans. Now let's move to the next sign, Scorpio.
Yeah. Welcome to all the Scorpio rising, the intense one. Now, the weak spotlight is shifting as Mercury stations direct in your fourth house of roots and Sun enters your fifth house of creativity. You are moving from managing the chaos to mastering your craft. Now, how do we do it this week? But without first, let's start with the moon's movement. So, we have to look at how you will feel emotionally. So, we have to track moon first. So on March 16 to 18, moon will be in Aquarius. The moon enters your fourth house, joining Rahu and Mars and Mercury. Now, this is the most intense part of the week. Emotionally, you might feel boxed by family responsibilities or home related delays. And with Mars and Rahu here, your temper might be short regarding your living space and your peace of mind. We are sharing a remedy very soon. But still, a small tip is avoid a renovation or a major house discussion for these 2 days because you're feeling the final friction before uh, the last 2 days, because once Mercury is direct, this will end. On March 19th and 20th, moon will be in Pisces. The moon moves into the fifth house of romance and expression. Now there will be a burst of joy. You will feel a deep urge to create, to play, or to spend time with children or a romantic interest. Now this heavy feeling of the midweek is gone. But the tip is, this is your best window for a creative launch, a date night, or simply expressing your diva side. So your heart is finally speaking a language that others can understand. On March 21st, Moon enters Aries and Mercury also goes direct. Now, this week ends with a massive relief. Mercury turns direct in your fourth house and the moon enters your sixth house. So, the tip is you finally get the closure you needed regarding a home or a property matter. Because as soon as moon hits your sixth house of daily routine, you feel sudden surge of physical energy to tackle your to do list, because the mental clog is gone. So the very first transit happening this week is Sun enter Pisces on March 15th. So on March 15th, the Sun, your 10th lord of career and reputation, moves into the house of creativity. Sun joins Saturn and exalted Venus. Now this is a brilliant power trio. The Sun is here throwing spotlight on your unique talents. Now this is classic career through creativity alignment. So if you have been hiding your best ideas, the Sun now demands they be seen. So Sun is also expecting your 11th house of gains. So you're finally turning your side hustle energy into real world profit. So your social circle is officially transforming into the most valuable business asset this week. And what it means for you, Scorpions, is you can do a professional debut. Yes, your career status, 10th Lord, is not tied to your creative output. So this is the week uh, your brand gets a face. The sun highlights your fifth house with gains through clever ideas. You will be commanding on the stage or in the boardroom. There will be joy in the hustle. So work doesn't feel chore this week. You find a way to monetize your hobbies or bring a sense of play into your professional world. Mentorship will be there, so you may find yourself mentoring others or receiving recognition from king like figure in your industry. Now, Astrodiva tip is, whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspect each other, there is a tension. So how do we take care of it? um, Now that it's happening in your fifth house, it will test your creative process. So you have to do a hard work here, but we can take help of Venus. How do we do it? Um, Whenever there is a problem between Sun and Saturn, exalted Venus, since it's Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, selfless service. Offer help to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without a struggle. Now, this is a trick that we have shared, and do practice this and let us know. Drop us a line in the comment section, how your week went. Now let's talk about the second important change for the week is Mercury direct on March 21st. Now your 8th and 11th lord goes direct in your 5th house. Now Mercury rules your transformation and your social gains and gets direct in the house of home and peace and foundation. Now this is your stability reset. So you are moving from a period of domestic technical glitches and miscommunication with family into a phase of deep emotional security. What we mean is, there will be home office breakthrough. So if your home work from home setup has been a nightmare with a bad wi-fi or a broken tech, Mercury direct will fix this worries. There will be unlocking on family finances, because your 8th and 11th lord Mercury direct signals a frozen family money or a property related gains finally starts moving. Resolution with elders can also happen. So, if there was a loss in a translation moment with parents or at home, the air clears on 21st. There will be a real estate clarity. So, if you've been sitting on a lease or a property decision since February, now you have the green light to go ahead and sign. Now we are sharing a very special tip from Astro Diva, because Mars and Rahu is a fire yoga which is active in your fourth house, and you're dealing with a high voltage transit. So you cannot suppress it, it will explode. But you can command it. So the Shastra, the classic, calls it the test of tapas, discipline. So Astro Diva also suggests you don't suppress it, you transmute it, transform it. So the energy is Shakti, it is raw power, it's very powerful, Mars and Rahu together. So let's convert and use it for our benefit. Now, how do you do it? The Mars and Rahu loves chaos, and Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, where they both are sitting, Saturn loves order. So increase your discipline at home. Or a tip is that, if you, like for example, if you wake up at 7 a.m., wake up at 6:30 a.m. from tomorrow. Now rigorous scheduling starves the Angarak yoga of Rahu and Mars, because they love the chaos. because it thrives on the chaos. So hit the gym, do the weightlifting, go for long walks or a run, cut off the energy vampires in your life, and use the fire to burn away the obstacles and not the bridges. And second tip is my favorite, the water remedy. This is very potent because water cools the fire. It is the antidote. So keep a clean water vessel on your desk. The water cools it, and wash your hands and feet before bedtime or as soon as you get home from outside, and cut off all the energy, outside energy, with cooling water. Now weekly summary for you is: best day is Saturday, best color is maroon and bright gold. One remedy is chanting Hanuman Chalisa for Scorpions. This is a go to mantra for you. And remedy two for Mercury welcome is you can mop your home floors with a bit of salt water to clear out any lingering retrograde stagnation if it is there in your home area. And third, very important, Scorpions, if you're currently running in a Sadesati phase, things are a bit different for you than the general reading we just did. So the Sun and Saturn combustion will put immense pressure on your creative status, and family tensions may create stress. So to ease this, channel your energy into finishing that one stalled project you have been avoiding. Strengthen your communication with your family. Practice patience and offer charity to the needy. This should help in your Sadesati. For students, if you have been stuck on a creative assignment or a passion project, this week provides the breakthrough you need. So focus on finishing what you started rather than trying to invent something entirely new. Let's look at the indicators now. On career and finance, it is high. Your creative authority is biggest asset this week. On health, it is medium. Protect your heart and lungs. Deep breathing exercise and cooling foods. Avoid spicy meals. Keep the mass in check, and we already shared so many remedies. On love and relationship, it is high. Romantic opportunities are everywhere. Your charm is at the peak. And social, it is high. You are a creative leader this week, and your social circle is also buzzing. On personal, it is high. The internal reset is there, and you're ready to shine. So all the best to all the Scorpio rising.
Let's talk about Sagittarius rising sign now. So we'll look into your overall energy this week. This week highlights the property, home, life, or your living situation. While the start of the week is more grounded and domestic, the week brings an adventurous and outgoing atmosphere. Let's break down different areas of your life now. At personal, your attention is turned inward towards your living situation. You might feel a sudden urge to redecorate or even move as the week progresses. If I talk about your social life, the moon is in Aquarius and it brings exciting news from a sibling or neighbor. Your local social sense feels more vibrant than usual. Sagittarians, for you, in the terms of career, Mercury direct in your third house is a great for writers, teachers, and sellers. A marketing plan that felt off will suddenly click into place. And if I talk about your health, your energy levels will fluctuate. You will feel most at home in your body on 18th, but restlessness may kick in by 21st of March. If I talk about your love life, romance feels cozy and private early this week. By the end of 21st, you are ready to go out and play again. Remedy that I want to share remedy for this week is light a candle or place a new plant in the center of your home and focus on rooting yourself. This stabilizes your personal indicator and giving you firm base for launch on 21st. And do not sign any creative contract until 4 p.m. on March 21st. And another tip that Poojaji is going to share with you is,
Yes.
please Poojaji.
Yes. Yeah, there is a tip we want to share from Astro Diva. So whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. Now, to balance the Sun Saturn fire, you must honor the exalted Venus. Yes, that's the trick. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, the selfless service. So offer help to those who cannot pay you back. Now, this Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without a struggle. And we hope this remedy helps you. This is also applicable for people running Sadesati.
Let's talk about the indicator. Thank you, Pooja ji, for this remedy. Personal is high, career and money is medium, social is low, love is high, and health is medium. Let's discuss about the next sign, Capricorn.
Welcome to all the Capricorn rising. This week, the pressure eases as Mercury stations direct in your house of values and Sun enters your house of foundation. You are moving from calculating the risks to claiming the reward. Now, out of all the events and transits for this week, let's look at the emotional map for the week. We have to look at Moon's movement as Moon represents our mind and emotion. So, let's see how emotionally we are doing, Capricorn. So on March 16 to 18, Moon is in Aquarius. The Moon enters your second house and joins Rahu and Mars and Mercury there. So this is the most electrified part of the week. So you might feel a sudden urgency regarding money, family assets, or your own self-worth. Now with Mars and Rahu there, you might be tempted to make an impulsive purchase or to have a sharp tongue argument with your family member. Although Jupiter is aspecting this house and things may not go out of proportion, but the risk is still there. The tip is you don't react to financial scares this week because it's temporary. Keep your wallet closed and your words soft for next 2 days. On March 19th and 20th, Moon will be in Pisces. The Moon moves into your third house of courage and communication. So your creative spark returns. You feel a sudden surge of confidence in your ideas and a desire to connect with your tribe. So the tip is this is your best window for writing, recording content, or having a pitch meeting where your voice carries something very persuasive and the quality is also right. On March 21st, Moon enters Aries and Mercury also goes direct. Now this week ends with a boom, the massive relief. Mercury turns direct in your second house and the Moon enters your fourth house. So the tip is a stuck payment or a long awaited financial answer finally arrives. As the Moon hits your home sector, you will feel an instinctive need to um, nest and recharge. Celebrate the win from the comfort of your sofa and don't go public right now. One of the important transit for this week is Sun entering Pisces on March 15th. Now, what it means is your eighth lord enters the third house. The eighth lord is of transformation and hidden gains and moves to your third house of efforts and media. So, Sun joins your Lagna lord, Saturn, and exalted Venus in, and this creates a powerful trio, skill building trio. So with Sun here throwing spotlight on your writing and your communication, if you have been working on a deep complex project in private, the Sun now gives you the courage to hit the send or to go live. Sun will also aspect your ninth house. So your ninth house is of higher wisdom and long distance connection. Now this is the week finally expand your horizon. Your boldest ideas are moving from theory into a solid, actionable plan. So, what it means for you also is you become the expert authority. You are no longer a participant, you are the specialist. And you have influential communication. Your word carry a royal weight. There is a sibling and peer support this week. A sibling or a closer peer might offer a hidden opportunity that turns into a visible win. There are short travels breakthrough. So a quick trip or a local meeting could lead to success. There is also a technical mastery. The sun illuminates the skills you have been practicing in the dark. Your hidden talents are now your public strength. Astrodiva tip is whenever Sun and Saturn sits together or aspects each other, there is a tension. The third house, Sun and Saturn here makes you a bold, calculated communicator. Venus is Ucha here, making you influential as well. So your words have the power to sway crowd. So the classical advice is use your courage for networking, but avoid ego clashes with siblings or neighbors. Your voice is your currency this month. To balance the Sun, Saturn, fire, you must honor the exalted Venus. Now that's the trick. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, selfless service. Offer help to those who cannot pay you back. This Vedic insurance balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without struggle. And we hope this tip helps. The next and most important big change happening this week is Mercury going direct on 21st. The 6th and ninth Lord Mercury goes direct in your second house. Mercury is ruler of your daily routine and your luck and fortune, going direct in the second house of wealth and speech. This is a great combination. Now think of this as a financial fog clearing. So you're moving away from annoying bank glitches and confusing bills into a phase where you finally get paid what you owe, and you can speak up about your worth with total confidence. What it also means for you is unlocking the frozen funds, end of the speech scrambles. So if you have been tripping over your words or being misunderstood by family, um, now is the time you can exactly say what you mean. And routine to revenue will be there. Your sixth lord Mercury helps you monetize your daily habits. So small work tasks finally yields a big financial result. Luck is there in the negotiation because your ninth lord is connected, and there is a harmony within family. So all good for this transit. But there is a special tip we want to share with you, Angarak Yoga. Now we all agree that this is a high voltage transit, so you cannot suppress this energy, it will explode, but you can command it using some of the strategies that we'll share with you. And the Shastra classic calls it a test of tapas, discipline. So Astrodeva also says that you don't suppress it, you transmute it like a champion. So because this is a raw Shakti energy of Rahu and Mars, very brilliant power. So let's convert and use it for our benefit. So for Capricorn, your tongue is a weapon. Please see that this week. The Mars and Rahu loves the chaos, and Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, loves the order. So increase your discipline. If you wake up at 7, wake up at 6:30. Rigorous scheduling starves the Angarak Yoga of the chaos. It needs to thrive on. So hit the gym, do the weightlifting, go for a long walk or a run, cut off the energy vampires from your life. Use this fire to burn away the obstacles, but don't burn the bridges. And secondly, my favorite, the water remedy. This is very potent remedy, very simple remedy, because water is a natural antidote. So keep a clean water vessel on your desk. The water cools the heat, and wash your hands and feet before bedtime, or as soon as you get home from outside. Cut off that outside energy with cooling water. Now let's talk about the best dates. Best day is Saturday, March 21st. Financial clarity and mental peace arrives. Best color is royal blue and pale yellow. One remedy to welcome Mercury turning direct is, like Satakshi ji also told in one of the segment, review your subscribed list on your phone, email, and cancel things that you don't use. Tell the universe you are ready for useful information only, and you don't want to waste your money. Remedy 2 is Capricorn. It's very important. If you're running a Sade Sati phase, then things would be a bit different for you other than the general reading that we just gave. Because Sun and Saturn combustion will weigh heavy on your family and financial responsibilities. Now, to handle this, we can share a remedy is to stick to a strict disciplined budget and avoid any impulsive prestige spending, and practice 5 minutes of complete morning silence to anchor your mind, and focus on health routine and serve elderly in the family or in the neighborhood. And for students, your discipline is your superpower this week. So if you feel overwhelmed by your workload or homework, stick to your study schedule without any distraction, and you will find yourself finishing your homework or task much faster than you expected. Now let's move to the indicators. Career and finance, it is high. The financial tap is back on. So expected pending payments to clear. Health, it is medium. Watch out for throat strain or neck tension in the midweek, and don't swallow your anger. Find a healthy way to vent it. Warm ginger water or salt water gargles will also help you clear the second house energy. And we also shared a few more tips earlier. On love and relationship, it is medium. On social aspect, it is high. And on personal, it is high. You are moving from budgeting to building. So, all the best to all the Capricorn rising.
Let's talk about the Aquarius rising sign now. So we'll discuss the overall energy first. You are currently in a high growth phase, Aquarians, where the networking and social connection drive your week. Even with minor delays, the focus remain on your gains and your influence over others. Let's just break down the different areas of your life and see what this week has for you. If I talk about your personal life, this is the major week for you. Moon is entering your sign on March 16th, giving you a boost of magnetism. Most importantly, Mercury turns direct in your sign on March 21st. You'll finally feel like you are, yourself again, like you are in your skin again. Slowly, you are the main character this week. People are looking to you, they are looking up to you for some kind of direction or guidance. If I talk about your career, financial delays are ending now. The pressure of, uh, being the innovator has been draining. The 21st brings a massive mental relief. If I talk about your health, mental health is the priority this week. And the pressure of being innovator has been draining now. The 21st brings a massive mental relief to you. If I talk about your life, you are valuing your independence this week. A partner who respects your need for space will win your heart. Let's talk about the remedy. Because Mercury has been retrograde in your sign, you have felt misunderstood or muted. So record a voice memo of your intentions, or you can use your voice to literally sing or chant. And this physically unblocks the communication energy in your throat chakra. If I talk about a health remedy, prioritize hydration because with moon in your moon in your sign on 16, your body is processing a lot of emotional data. And one more wonderful remedy Pooja ji is going to share with us for this week.
Yes. So from Astro Diva, there is a tip for you. So whenever Sun and Saturn they sit together or they aspect each other, there is a tension. So what you can do is to balance the Sun and Saturn fire, you must honor the exalted Venus. Now that is the trick that we all can do. Now since Venus is Uch in Pisces right now, the best classical remedy to practice seva, the selfless service. So offer help to those who cannot pay you back. Now, this is the Vedic insurance, which balances the friction between the king, the sun, and the servant, the Saturn, allowing the beauty of exalted Venus to manifest in your life without a struggle. And we recommend that you use this tip for this week and let us know in the comment box uh, how this week went or how this week is going for you.
Let's just talk about your indicators. For personal, it's high. Career and money is medium. Social is medium. Love is low. And health is low. So, in order to take care of these areas where it is low, me and Pooja ji have shared some remedies with you so you can follow them. Let's talk about the next rising sign.
Welcome to all the Pisces rising. The theme of the week is the radiant rebirth. Yes, this week the curtain draws back as Mercury stations direct in your house of secrets in the 12th house and Sun enters your sign in the first house. You are moving from behind the scene to the center stage. But before we jump to Sun and Mercury, let's also track Moon because out of all the events, Moon is what our emotional mind and status is. So on March 16 to 18th, Moon will be in Aquarius for this week. The Moon enters your 12th house, joining Rahu, Mars, and stationary Mercury. Now, this is the most psychic, or you can say most heavy part of the week. You might feel a spiritual hangover, vivid dreams, insomnia, or a feeling of being unseen. This might peak, so it's the but don't worry, this will end in another 2 to 4 days. Remember, Jupiter is expecting things, so things shouldn't go out of the balance. And tip is, do not force productivity. Your energy is being recycled right now, so if you have a technical glitch, let it happen in private. Let it be. So rest is your most productive act for these 2 days. When Moon will go in Pisces on March 19th and 20th, the moves move into your first house, and after the isolation of the midweek, the nectar returns. So your emotional state will feel a sudden surge of self. Your magnetism is high, your skin glows, and your intuition is perfectly synced with your action. On March 21st, Moon enters Aries and Mercury also goes direct. Now, this week ends with a massive boom relief. Mercury turns direct in your 12th house and Moon enters your second house. So, the hidden anxiety and the secret delays that have plagued you since February finally dissolves. And as the moon hits your wealth sector, your transition from dreaming goes into earning. Now, this is wonderful. Another important transit happening this week is Sun enter Pisces on March 15th. So, your sixth lord of daily routine and overcoming obstacle moves into your first house of self. Sun joins Saturn and exalted Venus in your first house in your Lagna. So with Sun here, Sun will throw spotlight on you. So this is a classic victory over the self alignment. So you are taking the discipline of your daily struggle and turning them into personal brand, and to your power. Now, Sun will also aspect the seventh house, sitting in the first house, and this is the official main character moment. You're finally projecting the kind of quite unshakable authority that makes other naturally want to partner with you or invest in your vision. So, in short, there is a diva glow up for you. There will be overcoming the critics, as Venus is your sixth lord of enemies and obstacle, sits in your Lagna. You aren't just facing your critics, you are outshining. So, your work ethic becomes your best self defense. Physical vitality is there. Sun acts like a battery in the first house, and leadership recognition is there. Personal brand power is also there. With Sun and Saturn together, gives you the golden seal of approval, and Venus also adds the charm to it. One more tip for all of you is when Sun and Saturn sits together or aspect, they create a kind of tension. As per the classic, this is the ultimate self transformation yoga in your first house of self. So the Sun and Saturn are literally rebuilding your identity, while the exalted Venus gives you the magnetism or a star like aura. The classic says this is the time of tapasya, self discipline. So you are shedding your old skin to become someone entirely new. So embrace this intensity. And to balance Sun and Saturn fire, you must honor the exalted Venus. Yes, that's the trick. Since Venus is Ucha in Pisces, the best classical remedy is to practice seva, selfless service. Offer help to those who cannot pay you back. The Vedic insurance balances the friction between King Sun and the servant Saturn, allowing the beauty of the exalted Venus to manifest in your life without a struggle. And do use these remedies that we share and let us know in the comment box, Pisceans, if this helped. If this helped you in any way. Now, the next big change this week is Mercury direct on March 21st. This is a big relief for all of us. The fourth and seventh Lord stations direct in your 12th house. So this is your subconsciousness reset. So you're moving from a period of misunderstood dreams and hidden relationship drama into a phase of deep internal peace. It also means the end of behind the scene delay. So if a property matter, legal contract was stuck into limbo, paperwork was lost. Now this finally clears on 21st. Relationships also, there's a clarity with partner and spouse. There are gains from foreign. So if you're working with some international clients or digital platform abroad, the technical glitches stop. Communication lines open soon. The mental health breakthrough is there. The brain fog and nightmare anxiety from February, which was bothering you, is finally is gone. And one tip that we want to share with you: you're dealing with a high voltage transit. And you cannot suppress this energy, it will explode, but you can command it. How do you command it? Is through tapasya, the discipline. Now, the Astro Diva tip is we should not suppress it. We should transmute it like a champion. So the energy is a raw power. Mars and Rahu together is actually excellent. They are really powerful. So let's convert it and use for our benefit. So what do we do? So Mars and Rahu loves chaos, we all know, and Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, where they both are sitting. Saturn loves order. So increase your discipline. If you wake up at 7 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. Rigorous scheduling starves this Angarak yoga of the chaos. It needs to thrive on. So hitting the gym, weightlifting, or long walk or run, cut off the energy vampires from your life and use the fire to burn away the obstacles and not bridges. And secondly, my favorite tip is water remedy. This is most potent because Mars and Rahu brings fire and water is a natural antidote. So keep a clean water vessel on your work desk. The water cools it, and wash your hands and feet before your bedtime or as soon as you get home from outside. Cut off that outside energy with cooling water. Now, best dates and remedies. Best day is Thursday, March 19th, and Saturday, March 21st for you. Best color sea green and bright orange. To welcome Mercury going direct, delete the old photos or screenshot from your phone that no longer serves you. Make space for the new memories. Remedy to very important, Pisces. If you are currently in a Sade Sati phase, things are a bit different for you from the generalized reading that we just gave. So you may feel drained and invisible in your social life. So to overcome this, prioritize your own health and routine over solving anyone else's problem. So prioritize yourself and take a grounding walk in nature to balance out the internal heavy energy. And unexpected sudden expenditure can also be on the cards. So the remedy is avoid risky financial decisions and help poor and needy people and donate black sesame seeds. We hope you take a note of this and apply it, and let us know if it gave you any relief in any way. And for students with the sun entering your sign, you are in the glow up phase. So use this confidence to lead your study group, or finally ask the teacher that one question you have been too nervous to bring up. Now let's look at the indicators. For career and finance, it is high. You are the brand this week. So visibility leads directly to value. Health is medium. Prioritize deep sleep because there is a midweek psychic burnout. And on love and relationship, it is high. You are irresistible this week. And social, it is high. The spotlight is on you. Step out and lead the conversation. And personal, it is high. Happy solar return. So you are being reborn into a more powerful version. So that's about it for Pisces. All the best to you. Yes, one very important announcement from Astro Diva to celebrate the Chaitra Navaratri, which is starting on 19th of March. We are opening a limited 10-day window from March 19th to March 27th with a special 25% discount on all personal consultation. Now, this is our gift to the incredible women of this community. So let's align your stars together. So you book your spot now before they all fill up. And thank you for letting us be a part of your growth. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for your next weekly update, and keep shining. We'll see you in the next week. And bye bye for now.